Chapter 1. Introductory Statement. There are no means to convey to man through his external senses any just idea the sense I witnessed while my body was reposing its unconscious slumbers. Life within the will can be appreciated only by those who experience its moving realities. No medium of communication is sufficiently clear to give the perfect outlines within which is invisible and incomprehensible to mortals. Words employed by men are too cumbrous and unmeaning to bear the pure thought in its native form from the world within to that without, for human utterance mars the beauty and perfection of a heavenly speech, and corrupts the purity of thoughts thus conveyed. The growth of the vehicles of human sense conduct to the dormant soul truthful impressions with the most exterior manifestation of life in the world of peace. You urge me to a history, yet I am so sensible of my utter inability that the thoughts associated with the attempt give me pain. Long had I discovered the vanity of earthly things, the imperfections of human associations, the unreliability of one's portions of religious faiths and impressions, and the warmth of permanent peace in the disquieted soul of man. Most earnestly I desire to know more of the reality than the state called by mortals immortality. For I early learned that the outer world perished, and at length, mediating from day to day, while I laboring to determine the nature and tendency of the human soul, I became less conscious of external things, that my inner mind grew stronger and more active, until the dim shadows of the objects and interests of this busy life of mortals ceased with expiring view, and my vision close to the outer world. Then objects new and strange appeared. So I knew not what I am retiring from the world of sorrow and of human strife, nor did I understand that my spiritual vision was opening, and what I saw dimly moving before me was a reality, the dawning of an immortal life. Still I seemed to be departing from one former condition and launching out into a bounded sea, and to be traversing unexplored regions, veiled in uncertain vision, and floating in mid-air over an immeasurable deep below, alone and unguided, and possessed of a vague uncertainty. My timid spirit of faint when I returned to the land of shadows, whence it came. Half conscious of my present condition, with dreamy thoughts, I seemed to ask, is there no one familiar with the journey I pursue, to guide me in my movements through the trackless space? When lo, in the distance, and above me, I saw a light descending, having the appearance of a brilliant star. Thither were directed the concentrated powers of my perceptive being, until nothing was visible but the approaching light. As it advanced, its foreshadowing halo illumined the expanse above me, and my exhausted being received a new life from the invigorating glory that had beamed upon it. Gently I began to move, and ascending, drawing nearer the source of that light which gladdened and quickened my spirit. As I approached it, I began to discover the outlines of what appeared to me a glorified human being. Gradually, the figure became more distinct, until, poised in the atmosphere before and above me, was an angel, whose excellency far exceeded the highest conception of the fairest image of my human thought. Than form more lovely than language as a part of poetry, moved silently as it drew near me. Upon her head was a crown, formed like a gems of clustering rays. The light of her countenance reflected like a flowing garment the encircling manifestation of celestial love. In her left hand was a cross, emblem of meekness, innocence, and redeeming grace. In her right hand a wand of pure intelligent light. With this she touched my lips like a flame for holy love. It quickened the immortal principle which diffused its enlivening spirit throughout my being. A new class of sensations awoke within me, and moving harmoniously prompted a desire for companionship with the angelic being from whose hand came forth the stream of quickening light. I looked upon her, wishing to learn her name, when lo, she spoke. The harmony of her utterance filled me with unknown delight. She said, Marietta, thou desirest to know me. In my errand today I am called the Angel of Peace. I come to greet thee where those exist who are from earth. Whence thou art, wouldst thou profit by the lesson, follow me. But first behold thy form in yonder world. There far below me, through a dark and misty way, I beheld this sickly body of mortality. Around it were gathered my anxious friends, exploring every means to awaken it, but all in vain. Behold, said my glorious guide, a picture for human life. There, conjured, tortured with a sympathetic love, struggled to hold the crumbling walls, and keep the flickering light from expiring. There from youth to hoary age rolls a tide of human woe. Fond hearts are severed. Death willed from mortal sight the tender, lovely form, the opening flower that gladdens all round, the falls expanding lace, withered with the touch of death. Their hopes like dreaming phantoms flow in the mid-air of a fancy blaze, and thy vision expandeth. With thou the moving hosts, earth, with her swarming millions, present the mingled scene of rising hopes, ambition, strife, and death. Her inhabitants are dismayed by the approach and the fear of death. The fell destroyer. Time quickly measures the fleeting moments of human existence, and generations follow generations in quick succession. To this address I replied, this thought is a burden on my young and inexperienced mind. These forms that thine hast to show me are before my vision, like a dewdrop that pass away. This is the cause of my sorrow. But first behold thine form in yonder world. Canst thou tell me in what portion of the universe these things, these beings, found a resting place when the spirit depart? Canst thou remove the will that conceals them from mortal vision? Canst thou guide me where they are? Oh, tell me, have they a home on a place, and may I follow where my loved ones have been born?